G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. What do you say about that? It finished Fulham 3, Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen, usually. Nil, disappointing game, disappointing performance, bit gutted. Not as gutted as I could be. Where did we go wrong? Well, where do you pick this one to bits? Sort of like everything almost, wasn't it? Our passing was terrible today. Our passing was rubbish. Couldn't really get more than 3 passes strung together. Look, first off, let's get it out. The first bit, I've got to say, Fulham did play really well. I thought the Fulham play, the scoreline is a fair reflection. Fulham outplayed us. They bossed us around, which is unusual for us this season, to see us get a bit bullied and harangued, not in an unfair or dirty way. I think Fulham deserve the points out of that. Keeps them close to their Southwest London rivals, Chelsea. But back to Spurs, Back to Spurs. First half, our passing was so off it. At times it was just like, a few degrees off, but, it's not good enough, is it? Our tempo was really slowed up in the second half, actually. There was a lot more backwards and sideways stuff going on. But, we finished the half 1-0 down. Fulham got a late goal. It was a good goal. It was quite reminiscent of our first goal against Aston Villa last weekend. A pinpoint cross into the box, hit the back of the net. Can't really remember too much about the other goals. I don't want to dwell on it. But I had hope, man. I had hope for the second half. I thought, we're still in the game, 1-0 down. We can come back. And we started off the second half crap as well. So oh dear. I just started having a bit of fun with it at the end. I'm not going to get too angry and doom and gloom about the whole thing. It's just disappointing, isn't it? Disappointing performance. There's not a lot Ange could have done about that. I mean, he made some substitutions, which I thought, okay, we got some legs coming off the bench here, which is a better state than we've been in previous seasons. And the subs made the impact of a bit of a snowball in a bonfire. I mean, there was a bright moment there. There was a bright moment there where we put a couple of attacks together, but they didn't come off. And as the clock started winding down, I still had hope. I always have hope. But then it was squashed like a bug before the end. Hey, what can you say? We go into the international break on the back of a defeat, 2 weeks of mild depression. I've had that before with Tottenham, so this one doesn't feel as bad as before because I still think that we're heading in the right direction. It's a loss. I can add it to our list of bad performances last year, which I think this will probably make it 4 or 5 performances that haven't been good. It's our 7th loss of the season. Last year we lost 14 games, so it's unlikely that we're going to plummet down that far. I just watched Ange's comments after the game, and he was pretty straightforward and honest. Disappointing, lack of intensity, lack of tempo. When questioned about the whole 4th place thing, which I don't give a crap about either. Ange was quite adamant 4th place is not a prize. if we finish fourth or if we finish fifth, but he feels that we're in more of a position to challenge next year. We've got a team that can challenge for first. That's all he cares about. That's all I care about in the league. It's first place or nothing. First place or nothing. Then he'll feel like we've done something. But finishing fourth, if we have performances like that frequently before the end of the season, and somehow we scrape fourth place, I don't, that's, yeah, okay. But I don't think that's going to happen. Like I say, I mean, I hope people aren't pointing the finger at Ange about this one. I mean, he didn't go out there and say, okay, let's play crap and slow, boys, and see how the game goes. The players just weren't on it. I think a bright spark was I think Radu Dragusin had a decent full 90 minutes. Much more comforting seeing a guy like that on the pitch as a replacement to the injured Van der Ven than the people we used to have. He seemed, he's probably one of our best players in the first half. I'd say he was very comfortable on the ball, not scared to take it up the pitch. So he played without fear, which was good. Probably passed the ball better than most of our other players, actually. But in the second half, our defence was overwhelmed, our midfield was overwhelmed, and disappointing. So it's going to be 2 weeks of me ignoring every other Tottenham channel out there, because it's going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I've seen it before. When we go, when you go into a break on the back of a defeat, it's it's a bit of a spiral in it. So I'm just going to keep my head down and find other things in life to enjoy, pick my spirits up, and look forward to what we can do against Luton in 2 weeks. It's not the end of the world. It's a loss. I'm sure we're going to come back bigger and better than ever. We've had bad performances this season, and we haven't developed the trend of it. So I'm not expecting us to go into a 5 or 6 game slump. I'm sure this will hurt the players, as it should. Teach them a bit of a lesson about how to play the beautiful game the way the beautiful game should be played, because that's unfortunately not what we did this evening. But when you're on the way to something good and glorious, until you get there, you're going to have moments like this, unfortunately. And you just got to dust yourselves off, act like grown-ups, and play better next time. And I'm sure we will. Got every faith in Ange. I've got every faith in the players, actually, I know they weren't great tonight, but we know what they're capable of. A blip for some reason, who knows? Who knows the cause of this? Who knows what happened? But at the end of the day, it was a deserved 3-0 defeat. That's the way life goes sometimes, eh? Anyway, what more can I add? Don't know, man. Don't know. I'm gonna have a nice McDonald's breakfast and see what the day brings, which looks like a lot of rain outside at the moment. But until next time, folks, I hope you out there pick yourselves up again and look to the brighter future that we have at Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen. Peace and love, man. Peace and love. And come on, you Spurs.